Today I want to get started on a project that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and that's building a spot welder. First thing we're going to need is a transformer that we're going to take out of this old microwave. Now you can go online all you want and see these guys make these spot welders with the transformers, but what they never show you is how to get the transformer out of the microwave. We're going to figure out what it's going to take. I've never opened up one of these, so this is a new experience for me as it is for you. But I just want to share with you how I go about problem solving, troubleshooting, and figuring out how to disassemble. First thing I did was I just followed all the way around here and saw that this is all one piece that goes around the top. We just undo all the screws that we can find that are directly connected to the cover. And then I'm just going to see if that'll pop off. It does. It does. And this should just pull right out, shouldn't it? Yes, it does. There's a transformer right there. I see it. It's on the bottom. This is what we're going to try and get out. First, well, there's a motor. That's a handy to have. Remember that. Up here is a capacitor. And we're going to see if this actually has any kind of voltage on it. Nothing. No. So there's no charge left in the capacitor. So that makes me feel a little bit safer. So I tend to just unplug everything that I can. I like to leave a lot of leads on it. I'm working here to isolate the transformer wires, and I just want to keep as much as I can with it. So I'm just going to hold on to this. This is going to be heavy. Okay, I'm going to take the power cord. I can get it off. There we are. Okay, so we went inside the microwave. We removed a transformer. And here's the other thing that I found. These were door switches. There was two of them. Okay. So I'm going to plug this into that. Just for testing purposes. Okay, plug this back in. Just to show you how this works. The light is off. Until that happens, and the light is on. There. So let's take this one here, and we'll plug this one in. So if that one was normally closed, this one should be on until you press the button. When you press the button, light goes off. These are handy things to know because sometimes when you want to wire up a circuit, you want the power to be on until you close the door, like in the fridge. We're going to have lots of fun playing around with this stuff. So when we get the transformer in here, we're going to be modifying it a little bit because we don't need this coil. We're gonna get rid of that because all I want is this one underneath. Don't want that one. I'm gonna make my own. I guess I gotta cut that somehow. So to all these guys that you see on the internet, and when they cut this off, all you see is nice openings, that's a lie. That's not how it works. Because the copper wire gets so crammed in there that it's like one solid mass. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the drill press. We're going to drill that through. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna try and drill into that copper and see how far down I can drill. Yep, just as I thought. I'm gonna be pulling up a lot of wires. Alrighty, so what I'm doing here is getting the copper out. You see I've done it on the one side. I'm just going to quickly show you how I've done it. I'm just going to lightly tap that in there. Just hammer that copper through. Just like that. It's the first stage in preparing the transformer. Yeah, I was hunting around here and I'm looking for some of this stuff. This stuff's golden. It's battery cable stuff. So I'm going to be using this as my lead wire. The way that this transformer is going to work, when you're spot welding, a spot welder traditionally uses low voltage but higher amperage. To achieve that, we're going to put less windings on the secondary coil. Yet, we're going to be using a thicker gauge wire. So we're going to be dropping the voltage. When you drop the voltage, the amperage increases. Like, it's and it's the amperage that is going to do all the welding. So I've got, I don't know how many 100 coils, 100 wraps are in the primary coil. But we only got 2 on the secondary. Okay, so I've wired up the transformer. So I've got 120 volts going in. And I've got these clamps here. And those clamps, the only reason that they're there is to hold the wires in place, but it's also going to give me terminals to test it to. Now we're going to plug it in. We're going to see what kind of voltage we get on the transformer. It's going to hum. Humming's okay. Crackling is not, but humming is. So we got this set on alternating current, and we're going to test here and here, and it's telling us we're getting 1.2 volts. So if we went from 120 volts at 10 amps and then we went to 1.2 volts, we've reduced it by 100, so we got 1,000 amps going through this hinged latch, and it came off of a garage door, and it's going to work perfectly as a spring-loaded hinge to make my arm with. I thought I had a solid copper rod. It's not. Steel inside of a 1/2-inch copper pipe. That's what that's good for. Aluminum conducts almost as good as copper, almost. But all I really want this for is to be able to make something that I can clamp the wire and the electrode to. So I'm going to cut a piece, probably an inch or so, and we'll see what happens to it. I think one day I'm going to actually build a lathe. I can cut this kind of stuff easier. This is just crazy. Now with this, I'll be able to actually drill a hole in this way, drill a hole and tap it with a tap so that I can tighten a bolt onto it. I can clamp the wire. And then on this end, I'll just drill right through, same size hole, and that'll make the other end of my probe. It'll work out pretty good. There it is. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Alright, use using the pipe clamp because A, it's handy, and B, it really holds on. Trick here now is to do the same, go down straight. So this, with a locking nut on it, it will keep this good and rigid. We'll also be able to mount it through the wood, clamping it on. Okay. That's going to go through. This is going to be my bottom probe. I'm going to grind that off. And then we're going to thread this piece in, right? Line that up. And I'm going to tighten this up. So that's good and rigid. Now here, I think I'm going to just cut that as cleanly as I can with the grinder. Here, we're going to get our tube. I'm going to feed it through there so that it comes out the other side. Yeah, like that. This is going to go inside there. Perfect. Now, when I tighten this up, that sucker should crimp right down. There. Ah, that's not going to go anywhere. That's crimped in there really, really well. Excellent. Okay, just to keep this from moving around, we're going to center it on the hole. There's a lot of holes here that I can put screws into. Now here's what we have to do. These things have to be perfectly aligned. Right? You see them? Okay, we're gonna clamp this up here because we have to make this, we have to connect it to the hinge here. So to connect it to the hinge, I want to clamp it so that nothing's going to move. Yep, that's where it's got to be, I guess. Okay, now let's get the hinge back on. So, with the hinge here, line that up. Okay. So having this assembled to this point, we've got our two electrodes there, and they will make reasonable contact with each other. And let's we have to make this on a better stand so that it'll stand on its own with its own length, and we have to come over here to where the transformer is, and this has to be mounted in a relatively safe manner. Kind of lost track of time here, and I just started going with stuff. So I found this blue box, just a storage container. That's all it is. But I was impressed by how it fits so nicely over this, which is good, right? And this I took out of the microwave as well, and I cut it down so that I could get everything on it, and it's going to operate this micro switch that's going to send the signal to weld. I think it's going to be just fine. It's going to work out okay if I can make it happen. What's in my head? No plans. We don't need any stinking plans. That's pretty good. Yep, I think that's gonna work just fine. And that'll work. Excellent. We're gonna need like a plywood base, aren't we, or something? Things don't get any better than that. That's perfect. Yep. That will be perfect. I'm gonna have to drill a hole here to get access to this cable. So I'm gonna drill the hole, a big bit, and machine that out. Oops, it's that going underneath there. Happy. Now we need a hinge. Getting closer and closer and closer. So we have everything so far. We're doing pretty good. That's going to work. Now you see here where this wire's coming through. That's a really, really good place to put our plug in. We can just set that right in there. Okay, ground wire. I'll go right there. Okay. Okay, that's not going anywhere, is it? No. Now let's just do the wiring up so that we can close this up, and then we can just get to the base. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Not bad for a rookie. Okay. Wow. Wow, I'm impressed. Things I'm gonna have to mess around with. I'm gonna have to learn how. I'm gonna have to learn that different metals are gonna have different amounts of time that need to be on there to weld. I'd say that we have success. You can remember a year ago when we made this spot welder. I haven't used it since, but today I got a project. The little project I have is a lamp shade. I don't know what the heck to call this thing, but it sits on the light and it supports the lampshade. It's busted. I've got to make a new one of these, and I got to weld this one back on. So I thought the spot welder might be a pretty good idea. So kind of have a good idea what to do here, but I'm not quite sure. So this is going to go there. I need a third one, and I think I've got some wire for it. But right now, I think I'm going to temporarily wire all this together so it doesn't move. Got a bit of galvanized wire here. I don't even know if this is going to interrupt how spot welder works. We're going to find out. So I have to set all of this together on the ring. That's the spot. I want it to set like that. The current's going to go from the top here to the bottom. And hopefully it'll weld it in between. Watch your eyes. Well, I'm holding the button down. Not sure if that did it or not. Usually that's a good indication. Let's give it one more shot here. Okay. Let that cool this a bit. Wow! Okay. Okay, let's clamp it up there. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Still nothing, eh? Still, oh, there it is. It's heating up. It's heating up. Was that enough? No. I think that did it there. Oh, the whole thing's pretty warm. But I think we got good joints there. Nice. I'm going to cut that. And that's it. So that worked out really well. Really well. I think I might have to do a couple of improvements, but this turns out to be a pretty good little spot welder. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up.